Very well, Mr. Justice. Present your evidence. Show us the link between our witness and Drew Measham.
This cup of coffee! No. I'm pretty sure the yellow envelope retrieved from solitary cell 13 that was the kind of thing that, I mean, it has the stamp on it still. This evidence proves there's a link. That scrap of paper. I'm afraid I can't let you submit that. Is there some problem? There is. How could you possibly have that? You couldn't. Hey, that's Daddy's handwriting.
Mr. Wright's handwriting? What is the meaning of this?
Ah, I see now. Yes, of course.
What do you mean, of course?
I just remembered I had a visitor yesterday. Phoenix Wright came to my cell, except I wasn't there.
Phoenix Wright?
When I returned, I saw he had something of mine in his possession. Of course, I had no intention of letting him get away with reading my private mail.
Mail? You mean this letter was in your cell?
No. However, it appears Mr. Wright has yet to be cured of his bad forging habit.
Well, if it's a forgery, it's not a very good one. The handwriting's terrible.
This is Mr. Wright's reproduction of what was written in the real letter.
Reproduction?
When Mr. Wright visited Kristoph Gavin's cell, he brought with him a small video camera.
What?
He recorded his entire conversation with you, Mr. Gavin, and the contents of your personal mail.
Ah!
Regardless, this mockery of a piece of evidence will never be accepted by the court. Evidence based on a video a man with no authority whatsoever claims he took. A man who happens to be an ex-attorney suspected of forgery.
Prosecutor Gavin?
Prosecutor Gavin? As embarrassing as this is for me to say, I'm afraid my brother is incapable of making rational judgments at the moment. Your Honor, your decision, please?
The defense's claim is denied.
What?
Only actual evidence is permitted in a court of law. Please remove the defense's evidence from the record.
Better luck next time, Justice. That's not the end, is it?
Well, we've certainly taken a detour from our cross-examination. Interesting. Well, who wants lunch? But the defense appears to be lacking proof. I'm forced to end the cross-examination of Kristoph Gavin at this point.
Apollo, do something! I'm thinking, but without evidence. I don't have anything I can use on him. Not even a water gun or...
Very well. This ends the special witness's cross-examination.
Clavier, bail me out, friend! This show's over, yet the crowd screams for more! Only now do I understand why.
Prosecutor Gavin?
Frankly, I'm relieved. This has been bothering me for 7 whole years. And I'm tired of the whole youthful angst scene. Now's our chance. Let's clean out the family closet, eh, Kristoph? Clavier, you're spinning out of control. Calm yourself before you say something you'll regret. Spinning out of whose control? Mine or yours? Take a moment to consider everything you've built. Your reputation as a prosecutor, your fame with the masses. You could lose it all, Clavier. Apollo, did you see that? He's trying to press Prosecutor Gavin. Prosecutor Gavin, try to remember. What's really important to you? You amuse me, Hair Forehead. I couldn't forget what's really important to me, even if I tried. Huh? In fact, I haven't. Not even once. 7 years ago. Finally. You just couldn't resist, could you, Herr Wright? Resist what? Presenting solid evidence? Might I request we put the current cross-examination on hold? The prosecution would like to call a new witness. State your name and occupation for the record. He said later. I'm familiar with the trial. I've watched the video several times. Didn't you find anything unnatural about it?
Unnatural?
Well, you did seem unusually well prepared. I mean, Mr. Wright had only just presented his evidence. And the next moment, you call in Drew Measham? It was almost as if... What? He knew. He knew it was going to be forged before he even did. Funny, it didn't even occur to me to wonder. Yeah, they're taped. He was watching a Let's Play of it earlier. It's fine. He just watched the earlier video. But now that I do, I see there's only one possible explanation. Almost as if, from the very beginning, you knew Mr. Wright was going to present that evidence.
Ah!
Correct. I knew that if I applied the usual pressure, Phineas Wright would eventually come up with that forged diary page. Don't do this, Clavier. I knew, because you told me, Kristoph! What? It was the night before the trial. Clavier. Kristoph? Odd seeing you at the prosecutor's office the day before the trial. I'm here with my guitar, looking dramatic. I won't be appearing in the trial, actually. Huh? Why not? I won't be facing off with you on your first trial, apparently. But in exchange, I brought information. Information? The attorney who'll be there in my place tomorrow is not to be trusted. Don't even give him the benefit of your respect. Listen, I want you to call in a special witness. Then, I wondered about it at the time. How did Kristoph know so much? Prosecutor Gavin. Kristoph, we were supposed to face each other in that trial. A fair fight, brother to brother. I deserved that much. You let me borrow the victim's belongings. You showed me all your research on the case. The victim's belongings? Which would have included Magnifi's diary, wouldn't it?
Mr. Gavin?
My Clavier, you disappoint me. You find trees, yet miss the forest. You're the one missing the forest, Mr. Gavin. You can't sweep this under the rug. Not anymore. Tell me what was going on behind that trial. Why not? I've achieved what I came here to do. I see no harm in a little reminiscing. Apollo! I think we're finally going to shine a light on the black belly of this thing, Trucy. We've done everything we could. I hope it's enough. 7 years ago, the day before the trial, I visited the detention center at the request of my client, Zach Gramery. Two cards. One card. Showdown time. Enough! You lose, Gavin. Thanks for the work. Now go. To be honest, I don't know what his reasons were to this day. As far as I could tell, he dismissed me as his representation because I lost in a game of poker. I can come to no other conclusion.
Daddy used to say something. If you want to know a man, you have to compete.
Zach wasn't watching his points or the cards. He was watching the man behind the cards, Kristoph Gavin. I couldn't believe it. Phoenix Wright, a second-grade attorney who relies on luck and bluffs. He dismissed me and went with that pitiful excuse for a man. He deserved to die for that error alone. Hold it! So, the one who requested that forgery was... Oh, I'm not admitting to anything. My point is, these two men shamed me, and I could not forgive that. Phoenix Wright and Zach Gramery both deserved what they got. So you asked Mr. Measham to forge that evidence so you could win? But then, when you were dismissed as Zach Gramery's attorney, you used your forged evidence as a trap. You fed me information about the forgery you made. Then you gave your dirty evidence to him. You're free to imagine what you will. My point is that all I had imagined came to pass. Everything went perfectly. Ha! Incredible. If I wasn't laughing, I'd weep.
Prosecutor Gavin?
Perfectly. You're mad, Kristoph. Stop fooling yourself. What are you talking about, Clavier? Tell me, how did that trial end?
Cancelled when the defendant vanished.
Ah, I get it. So, Kristoph, you've been living in fear for 7 years.
What?
You were afraid your forgery would be revealed and your reputation trashed. You couldn't leave things to chance. So you watched everyone involved with the case for 7 years.
You know, he always felt like he was being watched. That's what he said every day for 7 years. But I felt the two journalists sure is being watched, end quote. Don't you wonder why Zach Gramery got whopped out after 7 years? Right after coming into contact with me!
Wait just a minute. Zach Gramery was seen by this reporter? How is that possible? Was he alive after being gone 7 years?
Finally, I knew this moment was coming. I just didn't think we'd get here so fast. Zach Gramery, gone missing for 7 years. Trucy's father.
What's wrong, Apollo? Go get him!
Right. Leave it to me. Allow me to refresh the court's memory. 6 months ago, Kristoph Gavin was charged with murdering a mysterious traveler.
I remember him quite well. Shady Smith, was it? Poisoned in a Chinese restaurant. Tragic, it was...
Russian, they served borscht. Close enough. And also he was hit in the head. Not poisoned. The details don't really matter right now. It's fine. What matters is that traveler was Zach Gramery.
What is it, Apollo?
Huh?
Keep going! We'll talk about it later!
Oh. Did she already know?
Someone, please explain this. Mr. Justice, can you explain this?
It all started 7 years ago. The great magician, Magnifi Gramery's death started it. Magnifi Gramery's death and his student Zach Gramery, the suspect. Whoever defended Zach in court successfully would be famous beyond belief. Thinking that, Kristoph Gavin did the unthinkable. He forged evidence.
Drew Measham?
Actually, it was his daughter, Vera, who really did the work. You took precautions when you had that forgery made, didn't you, Mr. Gavin?
Precautions?
To keep people from talking, of course. These two know too much. Leave them alive and there'll be nothing but trouble. That's when you planned your poisoning of the forgers. A trop quinine. applied to a commemorative stamp. But luck was on Mr. Meacham's side. The bomb didn't go off.
His daughter. She saved him by taking the stamp. I see.
But that wasn't the only bomb he set up. The area don't need nail polish, of course. You noticed something when you requested that forgery. When Vera Meacham is nervous, she has a bad habit. A tendency to bite her nails.
Ah!
That nail polish was her good luck charm. She was almost kidnapped once. Since then, she's been, well, you can see for yourself. She refuses to leave the house.
That person gave me a good luck charm for when I absolutely had to go outside. It protects me.
Yes, apparently she received something, a gift. She won't tell me what it was. It was from that client, the one who wanted that note made. It was his insurance.
Insurance?
As long as she lived quietly at home, there was no danger to her. But what if she had to go outside? If she ran into any trouble, she'd become nervous. And the nail polish would do the rest. His time bomb sat there for 7 years. And then, they went off almost simultaneously. Deny it, I dare you. If you're finished, may I return to my cell now? I'm not accustomed to standing for such long periods of time. Mr. Gavin, have you heard a single thing we've said? Oh, I listened quite closely to your little tale. Quite an entertaining piece of fiction. What? Clavier, surely you understand. We're back to the evidence. The lacking evidence. Nothing proves a link between him and the atroquinine that took Drew Meacham's life. What about the restaurant? You killed Zach Gramery to keep him from talking. I killed no man of that name. Read over the report again, if you like. The victim was a traveler by the name of Shady Smith, about whom we know little else. You can't seriously think I knew he was that particular fugitive. Okay, then why did you kill him? I plead my right to remain silent. Remember, this court did not convene to put me on trial. The defendant's name is Vera Meacham, suspected in the murder of her father. My trial's been finished for 6 months now.
I'm afraid we have strayed considerably from our purpose here. The court concurs with the witness. It is defendant Vera Meacham who is on trial here.
No, but you were doing so good, Apollo!
As long as there is no evidence to support the accusation against him, this course of inquiry cannot find Vera Meacham innocent.
Your Honor, Phoenix Wright spent 7 years collecting this evidence. You still don't get it, do you? Huh? Let us assume there was poison in the nail polish. Who then was responsible for causing Vera Meacham to bite her nails? What? It wasn't me, I know that much. The one who brought that poison to her lips was you. What? What? Huh? Evidence is everything. There is nothing more.
I believe this discussion has reached its conclusion.
Your Honor!
Mr. Justice, you have performed admirably well for a novice attorney. I respect your partner, Phoenix Wright's determination as well.
However, without direct proof, you have nothing. Isn't that right, Clavier? Unfortunately, yes, Kristoph, you're right. That is, you would have been right until now. Huh? What? Did the news not reach your desk in solitary? The eyes of the nation are on this courtroom today. This is the trial case for a new judicial system. Huh? That's right. I'd totally forgotten. The Jurist system! Jurists, you say?
The current judicial system has been deemed too closed off from society. This new system attempts to inject the wisdom of common citizens into the law.
Common citizens' wisdom. Is this some kind of a joke? What could we possibly gain by doing this? Entrusting our judicial system to a mindless, emotional mob of irrational mouth breathers? You probably don't want to call them that in the middle of a trial, though. Let's be honest. Let's be a little political here. And maybe not call them that.
Common citizens have something called common sense. Goodness knows I don't. Common sense is not restricted by the law.
Nonsense. There's only room for two in this court. Me and the law.
Keep the riffraff out. Out, I say.
They're not in the court, actually. They're watching everything by video camera. Look at the camera. Yeah, hi. Hey, hello, hi. How can you allow this? Incidentally, the one responsible for making this happen was Phoenix Wright.
Phoenix Wright?
Oh, that fist! Fist of anger! Oh. So, everything was leading to this. Of course. Right.
I won't accept. I can't accept. This is no court. Law. The law is everything. Law is absolute. You ignorant swine. Soil your courts.
Kristoph, it's over.
Clavier.
The law is absolute? You can't be serious.
What?
Odd, I thought you spent your life looking for loopholes. The law isn't absolute. It's filled with contradictions.
The law is the end product of many years of history, the fruit of human knowledge. Like a gem, polished to a gleam through trials and errors and tribulations. It is the fruit we receive and pass on and face in our time.
Wow, dang, Judge, that's wow.
And it is always changing, growing, nurturing it is our task as human beings.
Except for you, Kristoph. You aren't changing. You stopped. You're not needed anymore. I couldn't think of anything to say. Maybe because I still haven't seen enough. But someday I'll know what law is. Maybe I should go to school for that. And I'll fight to change it if I have to.
I see no need to further prolong this trial. This began as the trial of Vera Measham, accused of murdering her father. The painter, Drew Measham, however. Several other incidents were reviewed and we seem to have reached a conclusion. Before this court declares a verdict, I await your decision. Jurists of the court. For the death of Drew Measham, how do you find the defendant, Vera Measham? Innocent or guilty? Type in chat now if you think she's innocent or guilty. We'll just go with that. I turn to you now to consider this matter.
Hello? Everybody vote now! Vote on your phones! Jurist Chambers! This ends the trial for this case. Only the verdict remains to be decided. Defendant Vera Measham is currently in intensive care. If a decision cannot be reached today, it may never be reached The factors involved are simple. Did the defendant poison her father that night? If so, she is guilty. Or was there another reason for Mr. Measham's death? Did another person poison him? If so, she is innocent. A panel has been provided for each of you to input your decisions. That is all. Please, wait! Yes, jurist number 6? There's something in the jurist handbook here. Persons involved with the case may not be jurists. That is correct. I have looked into all your dossiers. None of you were involved with the development of the case.
With the development of the case? I see.
Does that answer your concern? It's time for your verdicts. Make your decision in the case against Vera Measham. After 7 years, the truth is ready to be heard. Judge wisely. Judge well. Chat seems pretty unanimous. That bomb's right. We should press the button. Jurist number 6. I would say, everybody says not guilty. Hey, isn't that... Oh, whoa, the bracelet! Whoa, the bracelet! Hold on! And so a verdict was reached on October 9th, 2:14 p.m. The first verdict under the jurist system. Innocent, by unanimous decision. The record will show that when the verdict was announced, Special Witness Kristoph Gavin laughed. A laugh louder than any ever heard before or since. The Guinness Book of World Records was like, whoa. A laugh that echoed in the halls of justice, lingering for what seemed like hours. The morning after the trial, 8:30 a.m. In an intensive care ward, a true miracle occurred. Vera Measham opened her eyes. Hickfield Clinic. Is it going to be the doctor? No, okay. Vera, I'm so glad.
Don't cry, Apollo. I'm happy too, and proud. You did well, Apollo. When I thought about what if Vera,
Hey now, don't you start crying too! Sorry you had to see us like this. Vera.
Thank you so much. Apollo, thank you.
No, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have pressed you like that. If I hadn't, you never would have bitten your nails.
No, I was wrong. Staying locked inside like that, clinging to my good luck charm.
Vera.
When I opened my eyes and saw you, I finally understood. It's important to be a part of the world, to see things with your own eyes.
It looks like that poison had some effect after all. It killed off whatever was holding Vera back from life.
I knew you'd pull through, Vera. That's what Apollo was fighting for the whole time. Your future.
I won't forget it. Here, let me thank you.
No, really, it's okay.
Oh, look, it's me! I love it, thanks!
Is that me? Is that what you think of me? You just thinking of the thing? Oh.
She really captured your essence, Apollo. Well, I think so, at least.
That reminds me. Do you know where the other lawyer is?
The other lawyer?
Oh, you mean Daddy? Except he's not a lawyer anymore.
It's my fault, isn't it? I'm sorry.
Oh, no, that's not what I meant.
No, it's okay. I'm through looking away from the things I've done. I hope I can look him in the eyes again someday and apologize.
I'm sure he'd be happy to hear that.
He brought all those things for me when he came to visit earlier.
You mean that stack of videos? Mr. Wright finished watching them all?
No. I knew my real daddy was alive.
Huh?
I was there 7 years ago, remember? I was the one who helped him vanish from the courtroom.
You did what? How?
I'm not telling. He promised me that day he went away.
We may not meet again for some time, Trucy. But know this. I will be watching, and one day I shall return. You're the next Grammary, after all. Oh, Trucy. In the end, he couldn't keep that promise, could he?
It's okay. Phoenix is my daddy now, even if he can't really play the piano.
That he can't.
Oh, and I've got you too, even if your voice is kinda loud sometimes.
Glad I made your list.
Hey, come to think of it, where is Daddy? The one who can't play. Do you know Apollo?
I think he said he had to meet someone.
I wonder. Maybe it's a new mommy.
Ugh.
Oh, Trucy? Yes, Vera? I was wondering, could you show him to me once more? Sir Hat, was it? Oh, he's not been knighted yet. Here goes. Do with an impersonation, Mr. Hat.
Objection! Ahem. Not loud enough, and I like Miss Magic Underwear better anyway.
That's magic panties, Apollo. Don't try to avoid the word panties just because you think it's dirty. You gotta say it right. Who doesn't have the same effect?
So, your memory's returned. Mr. Wright, was this all part of your plan too? I don't know what you're talking about.
When I lost my memory, I was reborn as La Miroir. But you knew my true identity, did you not? That is why you chose me as one of your jurists.
You're thinking into it too much. Besides, there was no guarantee that regaining your memory would make you happy.
Of course it is a happy thing. For so long, I thought I was alone. But now, I know I have children. 2 dear children. I'm so proud of them. These 2, I think, is thanks to you.
Are you going to tell them?
They do not know?
No. They don't know their mother. They don't even know their siblings.
I will go to them when the time is right. Until then,
Don't worry. I'll take care of them for you. They're very important to me, too. A little annoying at times, but still. I have to keep an eye on her at least. Because I'm the only one who knows how she really feels on the inside. Your bracelet.
yes?
I've seen a lot of mysterious things these past 7 years. But your bracelets were the strangest of all. I remember meeting him, half a year ago now, in Kristoph Gavin's office. And then, I met you. 2 fates, destined to intertwine, and I was there when they crossed. I'll never forget that.
Such a small thing, that bullet, yet it tore who I was away. Ten years ago, during a simple rehearsal. It was a miracle no one died, but I didn't survive that accident. That is why I left my troop, my family.
Now,
Now my memory has returned. I am myself once more. For the first time, I am glad to be alive, Mr. Wright.
speaking of miracles, Vera Misham regained consciousness this morning. I can only hope she's as glad as you are.
It is a strange thing, fate.
Sometimes a life is taken. Sometimes a life is spared. You know what I've been thinking? People don't die that easily, really. As long as they've got something worth living for. And that's pretty much the end of my story. For now, anyway. I've still got a long way to go, and this power of mine, well, it needs some work. But there's hope now. We'd lost it, but somehow, we found it again. That's why people are smiling again. Hope. Yeah, I think I'll keep at this lawyer thing for a while. Oops, training time. Gotta go. Cords of steel. Here comes justice. Well, that has been Ace Attorney, Apollo Justice.
I'm glad you're staying with the agency, Apollo. It's like I've found my long-lost big little brother. Oh, and don't you worry about Troop Gregory. Trucy's on the case. Now that I have this, thanks to Daddy.
Trucy Gregory? Frankly, I've got my doubts, but Hat Gregory, no, then you pack 'em in! Pretty nice.
It's not every day you get to try out the rocks hard as one of our geeks, yeah? That's why it's over. The governors are breaking up. The news costs are run on tissues at supermarkets nationwide. You're the real stars now. I look forward to our next jam session.
Well, it's finally over. You know, thinking about it, I've been a piano player longer than I was a lawyer. Now that everything's sorted, and I've got time on my hands, maybe I'll take some lessons. Or maybe I'll take the bar exam. Again. I'll be bad at it no matter what I do. Oh, hi, Emma.
So, I was standing around eating snackoos the other day, right? When I got this crazy idea. What if they were golden? You could augment the crunch, or better yet, make them ding! Ah, the power of science. Although the preservatives might not be 100% safe.
Oh, Emma, I look forward to seeing you in the next game.
And she is, by the way.
Oh.
In unlikely event you are wanting Russian feast, come to Borscht Bowl Club. The only thing cold us in the restaurant is borscht. Da, but the greater challenge is being required. Then come to the hideout. You know who to ask for.
Oh, we're covering up Trucy's face now. It's rude. Give me walkie-talkie. Who's up next? Close enough.
So, Kitaki Pastries is getting back to its eastern roots. Spread the culture and all. Your boss, culture time!
This is how we write root, capiche?
But we're still about giving back to the people. Your boss, PR time.
And this is how we write people, alright?
Not that Walkie's paying any attention. Oh, kids.
Oh yeah, they were going legit.
Bizoi! Chinese characters on a cake was a fly idea like 3,000 years ago, believe that? Man, you wanna make it today? You gotta keep it real, you know what I'm saying? Yo, that's why I made the OG cracker, for real! I know it don't look like no cracker. Gee, what? You want me to call it the OG muffin? That ain't no,
Wacky wish granted.
I don't know where all this talk about food's coming from. You ask me, there's only one food, and that's noodles. Noodles forever. I got a new one too. See, this time I just put a big chunk of salt in the bowl. Just why pretend? Eldu's noodles is about the salt. Salt forever.
Pretty great.
My exceptionally inquisitive nature has won me unequivocal honoration in my department. You see, they used to call me Wesley Stinkler and Wesley Stinky Hands. But no longer. I have a new name, one that reflects my true academic nature. Wesley Sicko, reporting. Yes, curiosity is a sickness and I am the cure.
I imagine Brushel has to be showing up, right? We're going through pretty intensely, actually. Of all the people that have been helped by the various trials in the game.
I don't know how to thank you for all you've done. Light has returned to my life and visit joy. I may have lost years, but I have gained a treasure. 2 treasures, in fact. I will think of them when I write my next song.
You should talk to them! Lemuel, talk to your children. They want to love you, and they want to be loved by you.
Brushel here, back on the beat with another interview. Hey, how do I feel about how things turned out? No scoop yet, but journalist confidence in mint condition. And the quote.
Blah, blah, blah. Lemuel is pretty. She's got pretty kids.
I've decided to keep painting. Originals only, of course. I suppose I'll have to see a bit of the world outside to find what to paint. But I know there are good people out there now. I've met them. The door is open. The world is waiting. Thank you.
I don't know if Brushel was in prison because he did anything wrong so much as he was just interviewing people in prison. Probably trying to interview Gavin. I don't know. What a nice picture. Okay. That was Apollo Justice. Do we have anything else? Anything else coming up? Is there a thing? Nope, looks like we're out. It did a little, but yeah. They went out of their way to cover up her face and change everything up. So that's going to be the end of Ace Attorney Apollo Justice. Thanks for watching, everybody. Ace Attorney 6 Spirit of Justice is going to come out September 8th. I'm going to try to make sure all of these are posted on YouTube by the time it comes out, and I'm going to be playing it maybe a little earlier in the day. So make sure to watch like Twitter or the Facebook for Wilbits, because I want to do a lot of Spirit of Justice, because it's going to be a brand new game. So I think that's a Thursday, so it might be a little earlier than the normal 7 o'clock stream, so watch out for that. In the meantime, I'm probably going to be playing some more Hearthstone Karazhan a little bit potentially, maybe some Overwatch, maybe some No Man's Sky. If you have any other suggestions, mention them in the chat. I'm probably not going to start up another heavily story-driven game, because I don't want to get caught in the middle of it before Ace Attorney 6 comes out, because I might not have time to do the whole thing. Thanks for watching. We made it through another whole trial and another game that didn't take as long as I thought it was going to, but what a trip. That was a lot of fun. That was what interesting things that have come out. Anyway, thanks for checking us out. This has been the fun time, and we will do more things very soon. We'll figure out what it is when we get there. Look at how sweaty I am, because it's too hot in this room to be wearing a toboggan. Toboggan off for now.